So, for short explanation for those people who don't know what the BRC is, what is the BRC? It's the Bavarian Racing Challenge. People build cars for the competition. In this case, it was the BRC Global GT. And what happens with the cars? Maybe the bike can tell
Yeah,
us.
the cars go in circles, just like in real racing. Um, yeah, they will fight each other. A few dots on a map will fight each other, will crash into each other, will burn fuel and tires, and in the end, someone will be the fastest and gets all the fame and the honors, and the other ones will be sad until the next race where they have another chance.
Exactly, and there are some intricacies. There's fuel real-time fuel consumption, real-time fatigue, real-time stress on the drivers, and obviously, if your car is cold as Nopresk, it will explode.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was going to point it out myself, but you did it. So great.
Unfortunately, we
welcome.
don't have one this time.
Yes, just because I didn't want to see the car explode again.
Okay.
Now, there was other reasons involved, but I am sad that I wasn't able to prepare and send the car in time. It will be for the next time, I guess.
The competition is was quite tough while building the cars. There were a lot of people posting absolutely crazy times.
Yeah, this time we also have quite an outlier. Maybe I open up the cars. Oh no, I'm just sharing my BRC application and not the screen, so I cannot share you nice pictures.
Can you share the top trump cards in the menu?
Can I do that? Yeah, we'll see if it crashes. It should do. It will now take a bit of time to parse all the cars and images, so bear with me. But yes, I can jump to. I should be able to show them.
That's what I mean with times. There was a Google Docs spreadsheet with pre-season tests where people put in their times, and I can remember the GT2 class, basically the class that had like the lower powered cars. It reached like up to 154 or faster on the 8 automation test track.
And the GT1 was in the end 150 something.
That is crazy fast.
Okay, here we have the cars.
Wow, that looks
fastest
amazing.
One would be probably this one. Yeah, that's Howler. More than 1 second faster than everybody else. Basically, yeah, what you cannot see now because it's hidden below those buttons is the torque curve. Here's basically flat power curve for the upper third of the ref range, and yeah, so made the most out of the given power to weight ratio rules, and that's why he's the favorite for the season. Yeah. So let's see if the whole thing loads again. This program is a little bit buggy still, and maybe it crashes now when I try to load the season, because yeah, I didn't clean up things properly, and usually when I do one thing such as the trump cards, I exit the program and load it again to do the simulation. So far it looked like it's okay. I loaded the practice results, the qualifying results. We can filter them for GT1 and GT2.
Oh, nice.
So here are the qualifying results for the GT1 class. And the qualifying results for the GT2 cars are there. So they are around 4 to 5 seconds slower than the GT1 cars on average, but there's a huge overlap between the two groups. So we will also have fights between the two different classes.
That will be a very interesting race.
I'd say I just click on the button and then it will prepare all the race. It will still take a few seconds, and then we can go through the grid. And the grid will show also the car pictures and the race day condition. So what's new this time is the driver simulation. And yeah, everybody had a certain number of skill points they could then distribute. And why are my pictures gone? I would say I just restart the application because it seems like there is a issue.
Yes, that is a classic BRC moment.
Yep. Probably have to reshare again.
Lua errors. No, no.
No,
I
we are
just
not
not
in key
properly
engine.
cleaned up the images. So it had
No
still the
problem
big
at all.
images from the trump cards.
I do miss the Lua errors from key engine automation.
No, I'm not.
I hope you can already see things again.
At the moment, I can see streaming anything.
Okay, I will try again. Okay, it didn't want to share it. Now you should see something again.
Now it's working, yes.
Oh, people want some fancy music in the background. I can give you that as well. Andrea, why are you thinking what I'm wanting to do?
The loading
Okay.
music from automation. Okay.
Don't know why this is flickering so much. I never had that before, but in general, it's working now. So, yes, I have a very good race day condition. What exactly that means, which stats of my driver are better or which are worse, I don't know yet. But
So-
basically,
Go on, sorry.
basically, there are 6 different skills of each driver. One is speed, so basic performance. Then consistency, that's how many errors the driver will make and how he slows down the more tired he gets. Then the error part was the concentration skill. So that's just how many random driver mistakes he will make. Then we have an overtaking skill. If he's better than the other driver, then he might have an easier time to overtake. The rain skill basically determines the performance in wet conditions. Today is a dry race. And the care skill determines how fast the tires wear and if he takes care of the car a bit better so that it doesn't explode so fast as a Sinopresque.
May I ask you, the small number that we can see with the green or red background, it means the modifier on the driver?
Yes, exactly. That's the race day
Okay.
condition. It can go from -10 to 10. And it's, for example, Howler Automotive now has 3 points, and those will be randomly distributed on his basic skills he has chosen. The issue is he's so fast, even a -10 probably wouldn't slow him down enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ouch.
We can just hope that the engine blows up.
Yes. At some point during the season. We also will have ballast weight, so a weight penalty for the fast guys, but not in the first race, of course, only in the second one. Yeah, I think we'll go slowly through the grid here. So on P2, as I already said, my car, which is very fast in one lap, but not so good to the tires, and my driver is not so good over longer distances. Yeah, then critical set from the Tristella team together with Xepi or CPI. Yeah, so those cars are basically identical, but they have different drivers.
It will be also interesting, different drivers, how much they will influence the cars at the end of the day.
Especially
that
now
will be an interesting battle to see.
On P3 and P6, in the identical cars, but one driver has a very good day, the other one has a slightly bad day. Yeah. So let's go further. We also see again here 2 cars from the same team with variation of variables and falling comet. Still everything with the red bar is all GT1 class. And on the next screen we should see the first GT2 cars. Yeah, with the pink pig being the fastest one of those. Yeah, again, one donut snail has +9 today. That's pretty exceptional. So
Wow.
the race day condition is a Gaussian distribution around 0. So getting a 9 or a 10 is really, really lucky. Yeah. Any surprises here? I don't think so. So basically what we know from the cars is the performance on a single lap, but not so much yet how they will behave during a race, especially in direct competition, if they have an easy time to overtake or not. On P41 we have the cheese from Mr.
Oh.
Chips.
Our cheese wedge.
Yes. And we have overall we have 69 cars this time, pretty evenly distributed between GT1 and GT2. Yeah. The back markers seem to all have a very bad day, but probably a very good evening yesterday. All right, that would be it from the grid.
Felix, you are the traffic light master, so you have the keys.
I have keys?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. So that means I have to turn the keys again.
Yep.
Oof.
I know. It's a big effort.
Are you still there?
I am.
I got an echo for myself.
I think the echo is from Felix.
Yeah, there was some mistakes in the buttons. I pressed the echo button instead of the traffic light button.
And also your microphone is, the audio is not so good anymore.
It's
yeah,
Borg.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on. That's the classic BRC moment. Anyways,
Now
I
it's
think
perfect.
yeah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Anyways, so yeah, the button, the key is now a button. So is it working?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry,
Ah.
I was just too slow.
Yeah,
So,
that's our quality with those buttons these days.
and we're off.
And we're off.
Sound level is probably too high.
It's a bit high, but it's okay.
Just
So off the line, what can we see is that, well, our locomotive is fast off.
Oh, we had a very great start from Shadow Unicorn Gaming car, number 37. It gained 9 position, but we will see. And Farx Super V10 has lost 9 place until now.
I just wonder why they call the Tristela Noctua the Noctuas. Are they brown and beige? Is it PC fans?
I don't understand. Where does Noctua come from? I have no
It's
idea.
a PC fan manufacturer with those
Ah,
ugly beige-brown fans.
Oh, what is this? Oh, this is the points of the drivers, I guess.
Yes, that's the You don't know what exactly they mean, but it's in. I wrote it down so that I remember. The upper one,
Okay.
first one is the basic speed.
Okay.
Then we have consistency, concentration, overtaking, rain, and care. So my
not
car, my driver gained 3 points in care, so hopefully it doesn't explode. Okay.
Wow,
Big
what
crash.
happened?
Between Tsuyu Main and Chicken Biscuit. Chicken Biscuit, oh, another crash with Chief Zack and Variation of Variables. Both are out. Chicken Biscuit and Variation of Variables are out.
Oh, that was so
They
intense.
crashed basically in the same corner on Adam's Apex.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
2 different crashes.
Probably one affected the other one. I know it's impossible, but for the sake of...
That also means that
Really?
the Tsuyu main car will be in the pits.
Ouch.
Yeah, the first round laps will be quite heavy with so many cars on the track. So in general, we are doing a around 200-kilometer race here today. Turned on the auto scroll, so we can also see the lower positions.
God, my car is so far low that I'm medium turbo.
The run, yes.
And we can already see the top 4 pulling away.
Yes.
They are in.
There is a top 1 and then the second.
Then is the second place, then comes the top 3, 4, and then comes a huge
Chicken
gap.
Biscuit was probably P5, and then there's the huge gap where the crashes happened after around P5.
But the drivers seem to be fine. Thank God to modern scratch structures.
Yeah, they will be back next time, and the good thing is no success ballast. So
That's
yeah.
true. That is for the next race. Just perfect, very perfect conditions.
good thing is when you're up front like Howler, you have very low risk to get taken out.
Yeah, but you can still spin out and crash into a wall.
Yeah.
It's not like that hasn't happened. It would be such a classical BRC moment if he would be in lap 44 and just crashes into a wall.
Yes, definitely. So, Dragon the Pink Pig is on P1 in GT2, currently on P12 overall. Quite a strong performance for GT2 car. And it seems like, yeah, we have the first repairs going on. And
Absolutely.
it seems like...
I just noticed the horizontal scroll bar went away.
Horizontal scroll bar?
With the cars moving back and forth.
Ah, yeah, that one. Yeah, it turned out to cause crashes. So I deactivated it.
Oh.
And also for these multi-class races, the cars are so far spread out that you don't see anything anymore. And so I just deactivated it. And since the 24-hour race...
Oh, a small fender bender.
Yeah, since the 24-hour race with 18 different classes, I used the space for the class indicators here in GT1 and GT2.
Also, your car pulled to P3
Yes.
and left the number 66 behind. But that will be the most interesting top P3, P4 battle between those two cars.
Interesting also that the driver with the bad day is currently in P2 and the driver with a good day is in P4. But that still can change.
That can still change. It's still 41 laps to go. Tsuyu, your car had to be repaired because it had 75% damage, and therefore it was in the pits.
Yeah.
Because if you continue driving with 75 damage, then yeah, you're so slow. You will. Yeah, you don't need to add anything to that.
And you can also during the strategy submission you can set the threshold when above which damage you want to pit. So the basic default value was 50. Everybody who didn't touch it will pit when the damage is higher than 50. And what's also new since the 24-hour race is that not all damage can be repaired. So you will always keep 20% of the damage you had. At least 25 or something like that.
Yeah, I see in the two cars the Zaikatsu Zack Speed. Both of them are damaged and both of them were...
Oh, it's both. Those cars both crashed.
But in separate crashes, I guess.
In separate crashes.
So those two took out the other ones.
Good work for the driver, but yeah, not a good choice.
I guess the team owner is quite pissed off about it.
Where's did Troller Cross join this competition?
Yes.
Did you already have to pit?
No, not yet. Lap 4 of... Yeah, maybe this lap or next lap.
Oh, I miss his, like, every lap pitting strategy.
He tried again.
Automotive had... No, I thought he's going into pit.
Is that one, the car 92, maybe? No. Because I see the car 92 is drinking a lot of fuel.
There is Phil Racing.
Phil Racing, is it?
Yes.
He is. He
And
is.
Oh god,
yellow
he's
is
low on
always the
fuel.
color.
God, look at the fuel.
You can see when he's on the gas.
This car is drinking fuel. He's
Yeah.
stomping on the fuel, you can see it. Pop, 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 and 19.
I think it's not using its fuel; it's wasting the fuel because, I mean, it's
You
so
know,
much.
it's 4 liters for, for the engine and 5 liters for the exhaust system.
Maybe.
So
Oh,
it's
wait
clean.
a second. Maybe it is alcohol powered, and part of the alcohol goes into the driver.
Aha. Depends who's a driver in that car. It doesn't say.
It was Slavic name, but
Yeah,
I
then
don't
it must be
remember.
that.
Yeah, that's probably the driver is drinking responsibly, but he's drinking.
Maybe it's alcohol-free alcohol.
So now there's the battle for P2.
Mm-hmm.
With the gap off for the car with number 66 rising and rising.
The thing is, the Cisalpina is faster than the Tristella,
Yeah, but
so
it's
we
still
probably
early.
can expect. Yeah. True, but I mean, you're a third of a second behind. At least it was during the last time trap, but
Grzegorz Brzęczykiewicz. God,
yeah,
why would you do that?
Polish
and,
meme.
and Vladimir Kostyrov. Who
Also
made
have
the driver Grzegorz?
Yuri Gagarin in the
Yuri
69.
Gagarin. So many Slav
That's true.
drivers.
They are cheaper to pay, probably.
Kaiser Racing Team. It's a like German racing team, but it's Grzegorz Brzęczykiewicz. Really?
So a few drivers are setting their personal best lap times.
And the fill racing is refilling. Finally,
Ooh,
about
the
time.
pig. And just one
Small
error.
driver error.
Oh
No
god,
damage.
he's dropping so much.
Who? Roller coaster?
Of course, he's doing the
Yeah.
roller coaster. And he's still refueling. How much petrol is he putting in? 100 liters?
Around.
Yeah.
And we have a big crash again.
Oh, a big
It's-
crash.
2 cars are out.
Oh.
Oh, the 66 Mazda was already pre-damaged then.
No, 67.
Yeah, the 67 must have been
Had to go.
pre-damaged.
Okay.
Oof, because it's just an 87% crash. Oh, the roller coaster guys lost.
Unplanned fuel. It was unplanned. I guess it was planned from the start.
Yeah, the strategy
Yeah.
submission tool only allows for 4 pit stops, and yeah, obviously
91 liters
a
of
bit more.
fuel.
It's
Not even
kilograms,
my-
so it's more liters than.
Yeah.
So he's putting in like, let's say 100 liters of fuel for 6 laps.
I guess it probably should be banned for an environmental reason, by the way.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah, but it's not, no one cared yet.
Not yet, well, kinda. Less.
Yeah, it's not that much yet.
Unfortunately not.
But god. It's 100, not even my Alfa Romeo has 100 liters of petrol.
So we already have quite a lot of crashes. In the tests I did before, it was not that much.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is live. This is not recorded and everything can happen.
but a question. The images of the cars that we are looking at now
Yeah.
are scaled correctly to each other, or they
Yes.
are not on scale?
They are
Yeah?
all the same, taken from the same preset in the photo mode.
Okay. Because sometimes some cars seems huge and others seems very small,
Yes,
so I was
because
wondering
they
if
are.
it was they are okay. They are like this. Okay.
So my car is really, really tiny. Critical set is now in P3 again, by the way.
He is gaining on you.
And Howler's car is compared to my car quite large. This gives it a bigger fuel tank, although the top runners are so efficient they wouldn't need all the fuel. So it was just
Also,
yeah.
interesting on P8 and P9, both cars are almost exactly at the same speed.
Yeah, if they don't take each other out, then it's fine.
That would be a shame if that would happen. Someone was a small
Yeah,
crash.
small fender bender below 1%, so shouldn't have been too.
Yeah, even a lot of below 1% will add up. Yeah, I'm on a solid P44, total 16. That's fine. I expected faster. Rick Astley is also driving the race. The car number on the P52, is it really Flixbus or is it Flexbus?
Flexbus.
I thought it's Flixbus.
Yeah, it has the Flixbus livery.
Nice.
And it's also one of the biggest cars, I guess almost 5 meters. That's why it's called the Flixbus.
Oof.
It is orange and green, right? Like the Mazda 787.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
color.
Is Elise Peasy in the chat? No, he isn't. So I would have asked him to post his car, but then I will scroll through the thread to just see it.
And we have the confirmation from Elise PZ, exactly 5 meters.
Perfect. Good to know.
Oh, he is in the chat. Can you... I haven't seen you while scrolling, sorry, because your name is Freedom. Can you post a picture of your car? Just for reference? Please? Now he's...
Or make it crash, then we get the picture on the BRC.
Oh, he's vigorously scrolling in his automation now to go into photo scene and make a quick picture.
So we're 9 laps into the race. That's a fifth of the race distance so far.
Oh, nice liver on the Spiadetti cars. Very nice.
Reminds me something.
Martini.
No, more like Cinzano. I'm
Oh.
joking, of course.
I thought you meant Ramazzotti.
Lambrusco.
Oh no, everybody likes Lambrusco. I hope it uploads. Yes, this is the Flexbus.
Wow.
I mean...
That's a turbocharged.
No, I can only see this, so...
Yeah.
It's the same.
So strategy-wise, most of the people here are on a one-stopper. Very few people seem to go for no refuels. Also no tire changes. I guess for most people the one-stopper should be the fastest one. For some with higher tire wear, a two-stopper is possible.
But no stops on 45 laps.
No strop.
I
Not even for
personally
fuel.
wouldn't do it, but yeah. It all depends on how much tire wear you have.
Fuel-wise, maybe it can be done, but with the tires, like looking at most cars, like they have tire wear on grade 7, depending on which car. You know, grade 7, grade 4, grade 5 seems to be the mean. I don't see the benefit of that. And considering it's just 10 laps in, so in like 40 laps they will have a wear of like what? 15, 16, 20?
Yeah, maybe.
They will lose so much time with it.
So what's going on? The first cars are lapped. Roller coaster is last, one running, because
That's so
of
unexpected though. That like I didn't expect him to be last. His car was quite fast, it was in the middle field, but well, putting 91 liters of petrol, 100 kilos of petrol in.
you can add
Yeah.
10 seconds per lap to his lap time on average because of all the fuel stops.
P5. The Strega car is on P5 with no stop strategy, by the way.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting how that works out. It's already
How many seconds
Yeah.
it will take pit stop?
So the refueling is at 2 kilograms per second. So 40 to 50 seconds if you need a completely full fuel tank, but most of the cars don't.
Mhm.
And tire changes are between 35 and 45 seconds. So usually the tire change is longer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this racing series is based on the BPR endurance racing series in early 90s. So the predecessor of FIA GT1. And basically this was not so professional. Team size was very small. They didn't have lots of mechanics to change the tires. I think only 2 guys working on the car during a pit stop, and that's why it takes a bit of time. It's not like in modern GT racing where you have a lot of guys.
But it was like rules mandated the amount of people that could touch the car during the pit stops, or it was just a lack of funds and
I
crew?
think there was some rules to limit the funds needed, but
Okay.
it's hard to find official rules from that time.
Yeah, but that's
I
the
see.
issue of most of the, like, I remember when I was wanting to host back in the days, like, I would talk about 2016, 2015, when I wanted to host some stuff. It's so hard to find any information from the 80s, 70s, 60s.
So when it's a FIA organized racing series, it's really good. FIA has an historic database where you find
Okay.
all of the technical specifications, the sporting code, and also for for homologated cars, you find the homologation reports, which is really interesting when you're into old cars and old race cars.
With everything like from the 90s or 80s in Germany or England. Have fun, enjoy.
Maybe you can find on eBay or somewhere the rules book or something like that. Oh, small
Very small
compact.
crash.
Yeah.
Nice livery.
Otherwise, maybe could be found on LibGen if you know the search engine.
I really tried to find original regulations for each challenge I run and try to match the rules as far as possible while still making it a somewhat balanced and fun challenge. Yeah, the balance was actually quite good this time until Howler Automotive posted
Yeah.
his car.
Yeah.
Howler's car is, by the way, even though it uses the Porsche body, it's front engined, and nobody or very few people tried front engined, and it turned out to be really good.
Wow.
Yeah, the
Okay.
thing was why no one tried that is I think the easy reason must be the the Excel spreadsheet where everyone posted their times, and everyone just wanted to go faster, faster, and faster. And for that, mid-engine or re-engined was the way to go.
So we just had
I did the same thing.
We just had a crash with the P3 car in GT2.
Ooh.
But it should be fine, and hopefully it will need a pit stop soon anyway to get most of the damage repaired.
I remember that in the BRC in the 66, it was the 66, that I used the rear engine and not many people took it, and I was unlucky with the engine blowout. Okay, but the car was quite fast.
Yeah.
And Perlix won the So it was the
66 edition or
Oh,
67 edition.
so you were in the same, and you have the front engine car and
Yes,
front wheel drive car.
front wheel drive,
Yeah.
and I won the whole race, the whole
Mhm.
competition with front
Just
wheel
because my
car.
engine blows up. No, not only for that, but I
Yeah,
wonder how
I tried so much, front engine, front wheeled even. I just couldn't get a fast car. Then I went mid-engine, boom, you know, instantly like sub 150 car times, 158 or so.
But take a look to the car number 72, Fjord Ako. Sorry if my pronunciation is not perfect, but look at the tire, 75%,
Yeah,
both
that's
of them.
punctured.
Punctured.
Punctured. Oh, thank you so much. I was thinking like, okay, this car is wasting a lot of tires, maybe too much. What's wrong? Okay, punctured.
And
Fine.
it does not seem to have pulled into the pits because it probably has a bad
Nope, it's
don't pit window set up in the strategy. But we
Aye.
can check that.
Ouch.
Let me quickly see. Where is it? Here it is.
Happala Race and Development, vittu saatana perkele.
Vitu saatana.
Actually, no. It does not really. No, it went down. So this is just a debug menu. It's not always showing correct values.
So the
If
Toro
it's
Cross
correct,
car
it
will
should
not be
come
lost.
into the pits soon. We'll see. Yeah, I think it had the puncture when it already was past the pit lane entry. That's why it's now
But-
more than 2 minutes out on the punctured tires.
Yeah, could be. Probably I just didn't see where the car is at the moment.
It's just in front of Cossack's corner.
Oh, okay. 72, yes.
And hopefully it will enter the pits now.
Hopefully.
Yes. And we have the P3 car in GT2 had the crash before and now it's over.
Navara is out.
And I guess the other car had to go to the pit quite soon
Yes.
in order to continue racing.
With this kind of damage, it will be tough. And you can see, like in the log, there was already a crash on Navara, 38, and then comes the second crash.
Yeah, it put just above 100. It's 100.1.
Oh.
Ouch.
That's unfortunate. And Nikon got his new tires.
Okay, so it was
And
just
Mike is back on the street.
bad luck.
But is he in front of the field? No, he isn't. But he will be once in the car with the number 92 has to go to pits again.
Remind me, there was any chance of rain for
No,
this race?
not
No,
for this
no
one.
rain. Okay.
Start off easy, next one will be harder.
It's as dry as the Sahara.
So we haven't run any of these shorter races with rain and the difficult strategy set up for more than 4 years. That's why I thought let's start easy, everybody can get used to the pit stop system and then
I see.
make it more difficult.
The last race will have lions, killers with sniper rifles,
Yes.
rain,
Nice.
thunderstorm, ice,
Tanks.
And obviously jump
And
ramps.
yes, and also a couple of truck going in the wrong way. Okay.
And you
I
forgot
like
a
it.
railway crossing.
Yeah, of course, completely open with TGV train.
Oh god.
And
And no, wrong. Of an Australian cargo train.
no, it's come on, it kills the pace of the race. I prefer a TGV going fast, like 300 kilometers per hour. Shoo.
Or a Shinkansen.
Yeah, kinda. A maglev. Why not a maglev?
Oh, and we forgot one thing. A point where the whole racetrack crosses and there's a traffic light in the middle.
that nobody take care of, and
Like
everybody
an
just
intersection with traffic lights. That would be fun racing.
dangerous. Well, kind of also fun. Okay, but I guess the first.
Oh, stop, 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 it's red! And if you go over red, you have to pay a fine.
They retired the super license. What the fuck? Anyway.
Anyway, back to normal racing. No, there won't be any traffic lights, no railway crossings, no killing of drivers.
So Derbyar is close. No, it's 2 seconds away.
It's the positions 2 to 4 basically stay very close to each other. Sometimes P3 and P4 swap, but it's all very close still. Yeah. It seems like P4 will go into the pits first because it has the least amount of fuel. That means an undercut and probably will gain some time with the undercut, but will be on burst tires then until the end of the race. It should make things quite exciting. So anything else? Many people are already doing their planned pit stops. We also see on the top that the tire stop Micon V7 made replaced his planned pit stop. So that means he doesn't have to do another one, although he had a puncture. So that's
Roller coaster is
brake
out.
issues.
Who would
Yeah,
have guessed
with
that?
his speed and fuel consumption, it was just about time that his brakes will fail.
I thought they would cool down long enough during the pit stops.
Sad.
Interesting.
But this car did not anyways.
Yeah, it probably does not change the position he ends up by a lot. So now it's safe that he doesn't get any points, because points are just there for the top 30 in each class. We'll see at the end if Roller Coaster still had the highest fuel consumption, although he is out after 1/3 of the
He
race.
probably refueled already 2 times, so it wouldn't wonder me. Like he
2
already,
times?
Yeah. He
Oh,
already
I
did it
just
the second
noticed
time.
one. I just
So,
noticed one.
I think he was in the pits 3 times, after 5 laps, 10 laps, and 15 laps.
Oh.
Yeah,
If
but
he
that would
did
mean
15 laps, he was lapped already.
But that would mean he put in way over 200 kilograms of fuel in already. So yes.
Yeah, already quite a few retirements here.
Also tire wears on some cars really high. P24 has 13 wear already.
Yeah, and you can see that the lap time already is 4 seconds down the fastest. So it really, especially these high downforce cars, really are sensitive to tire wear. So in older cars, which are not so fast in the corners, it's more about the acceleration and less about the speed in the corners. And these ones are spending less times on the straights because they are exiting corners so fast, because they are fast in general, and that means more times in the corners. And yeah, if you lose 5% of cornering ability with a car that can do 2 Gs, it's more than if you lose 5% from 1 G.
True.
And this is really interesting because we never had a high downforce BRC in the past.
Yeah, that's one of the firsts.
It's the first, and it also was important that we did it because we found quite a few bugs.
Quite many bugs, even within automation.
So the most important one is many cars have run very high rear downforce and no front downforce, which means a lot of lift at the front. In general, yes, they would take off before they reach their top speed, and automation did not yet consider that.
Don't forget the super soft suspension.
Yeah, that's that's a simple one, but the one where they actually would take off is interesting because we are so far just checking if there is grip on the driven axle. So every car here is rear-wheel drive. And the simulation does not pay attention on the straight if the front wheels are on the ground. And yeah, you
Amazing.
only see that if you have plenty of cars to compare. If you build reasonable cars, then you never see such things. And even if you're just taking a look at the lap time and you're optimizing for lap time, yeah, you just don't pay attention to what you're doing. Brains out, I don't care about the lift on the front axle, the time is getting better. So let's keep it.
Thing that I don't agree, but I understand it's not very easy to limit this kind of exploit.
Well, it's a bug, and
Yeah.
it was not known at the start of the challenge.
No, jeez, I forgot how to speak English. The downforce,
English.
yes, the downforce, yes, but the soft suspension was nothing already known. Yeah, right.
It was known already since the last BRC, since the Nordschleife challenge.
Okay.
But in the meantime, before we started this BRC, Kilrob and I have already worked on the solution. It's
Yeah,
just not
it's the
implemented.
the reliability stuff.
No, not even that. This one is only coming from the dampers where they are running really soft dampers. And cars are getting faster because this reduces tameness more, no, sportiness more than drivability. So it's just one factor in the simulation is penalizing undrivable cars. And with soft suspension, you can make them less undrivable, even though it's just broken. And yeah, we have found a way how to fix that. It will be implemented together with the other things we have found. So most importantly, the
Nice.
front axle
Good
lift.
to know. Good to know.
It's good that that stuff gets fixed, so for the next BRC we will have less of the exploits,
Yeah.
less of...
We'll see
Yeah.
what's faster, the next BRC or Blind Campaign 4.2.
Or turbo revamp.
Yeah, that's part of 4.2.
Ooh, you remind me that I have to take a look to the. There was a little dep update available,
Yes,
right?
it's
Oh,
amazing
okay.
video, as usual by Kilrob. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the revamp of the turbos.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared of the update because there are so many things affecting the
That
car
will...
performance that I will have to rework a few things afterwards, I think.
I bet
Yeah.
it will break some stuff in the BRC.
So let's
It
try and
has
get
to.
another one done before 4.2. So 20 laps into the race. Now we are getting close to the pit stop windows of
Now
everybody.
come, yeah, exactly. Now come all the pit stops. But looking at the cars, some really do need a pit stop.
And we have another one with a puncture, the Nagase car. Forgot who that was.
Always
it's
those
now the
tire
pits.
punctures.
Howler is 44 seconds in front already. And P2 to 4 are still within 2 seconds.
What happened the last lap? There's a little bit of difference between the second, third, and fourth car time in the last.
So everybody is lapping cars, that can also affect
Right.
the lap
Yeah,
times.
true.
So we
I
have a
forgot.
lot of lapped cars on the track this time. That can easily be a second up or down for everybody. In addition to the random lap time oscillations.
You know, now the race gets in the middle section where it gets not much happens in that section usually.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. It's just too much to
Yeah.
Process
understand
in
it all.
the brains.
Yeah.
Too many cars.
That's true.
And having two classes doesn't make it easier.
Absolutely not. It's in full contrast. It makes stuff just even more convoluted.
So we should see a pit
Let's see
stop
what's
from
going on.
P3 very soon.
Christian Pescatori. Marco Draghi.
Interesting names. I have to say, some people used really interesting names.
No.
And then some people just chose Grzegorz Brzezikiewicz or Yuri Gagarin.
So we have the pink pig now on P8 already.
Wow.
It's really amazing, but a lot of the front runners there have crashed out from GT1.
True.
Also the two Scuderia Spiadetti Tarquini cars are still very close to each other. Donald Snail is on P2, Imkaya on P3, and Sepp Hauptmann on P4 in GT2. By the way, I have yesterday evening I have optimized a bit in the code, so it should be faster to run those races, so we can better speed them up in the future.
So you can scale up the number of the people.
Or that, yeah. I just didn't want to merge it into this version one day before the race.
Yeah, don't do that.
Know what breaks.
You know how it is, you add something in this version and suddenly everything breaks.
So, what's going on now? Is anybody pitting? Don't think so. P2 and P3 is still out on track, but next lap we should see a pit stop from critical set, I guess it is. Yeah, everybody in front is reaching the 10 kilograms mark in the tank. Except for, who was it, Destrega, running on a single tank of fuel. No, there's not yet a set date for the upcoming races. Yeah, we'll plan. Yeah, whenever we have time and want to host another race, I would roughly guess we'll do it in 2-week intervals. So it will take quite some time to finish the challenge. but it shouldn't be too much stress for us. It's not easy to find a common time slot, although it is easier in these days of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
absolutely true.
we still don't want to stress each other. I still have to collect all the strategies from everybody, and I think I will start to host the next challenge before the end of this one. So to announce the rules, to give you enough time to build the cars.
Yeah, I think this time BRC was really well planned. There was plenty of time to prepare, to
Yeah,
work on stuff, to read the rules.
submission time was only 2 weeks, which is not so much, I would say. But I also have to limit the amount of cars I get.
Yeah, but 2 weeks is like if you committed,
it's a
2 weeks
problem.
is plenty.
Yes.
Well, but it was also during this winter vacation, right?
Yeah, I announced it the day after Christmas, so I didn't want everybody to stay away from the Christmas tree just to build a car. So I
But at
announced it
least,
on 27th or something.
yeah, at least probably a lot of people had a little bit more time during
Yeah.
these days. So
Definitely. Yeah, and I will announce, or I will probably also give some time to discuss the rules first before I open the challenge, to get a few rule exploits and stuff noticed a bit earlier. I will probably, because I already said, yeah, it's always hard to find a time slot to comment on these races. I will probably have make a more endurance style challenge for the next one, which I can then just produce the videos and they will remain uncommented. And I think that's a nice compromise, to have one of those sprint races and one of those endurance
It absolutely
challenges
is.
taking turns.
I'm thinking about an idea to make a race more exciting. Because I'm thinking about like batteries of I don't know 6, 8 cars in like a sprint like of 10, 5 or 10 laps, and several batteries that, for example, the first 4 will fight against the other top 4 of another battery, and going like that. Because it will be fast, we can focus on not very much car, and it should be very crammed, the action, the action, so we can probably be a little bit more exciting about commenting live
Yes,
this kind of events.
definitely a good idea. The only thing I would have to do is then to program that tournament style
Yes,
stuff
yes,
to,
of course.
select the right cars and so on. I need to investigate that, how much work that is. But in general, that's possible. Yeah, definitely. I was also
Maybe
thinking
some.
about a more cup race style, short races, 20 minutes, with low powered cars, maybe even spec engines.
That would be like interesting. Like not limit the engine size, but actually also limit the power. Like maybe looking at
Well,
what did my old Alpha had? 140 horsepower limit. Yeah, enjoy.
what
Try
if
to make the best.
for example, I remember that I scrapped years ago in the time of the key engine the idea of a trophy. Like everybody have the same car and the same basic engine, and they have to tune up the engine and the car. The base car is equal for everybody, but then there is like the tuning of each Scuderia. So
Yeah, that is an
I like
interesting
this
idea that
idea.
can work. Obviously, like what also could work like this, but have like like you can choose between 3 cars and that's it. You have 3 cars with 3 engines each, with 1 engine each. So you can choose manufacturer A, B, or C. What you do with this car, I don't care. This is the engine. This is the car. Enjoy. Tune it.
I wonder if, well, okay, the 3 cars must be balanced in some way. Otherwise,
Obviously.
if one is better of the others, probably is going to be the same as a trophy because everybody's going to pick the best one. But I understand what you mean, and this is correct.
I mean, obviously, like it would be a work to balance it, but In an ideal world, you would have front wheel, front engine, rear wheel, and a mid-engined rear wheel,
Mhm.
and have these three cars in the base variant, and in the slight tune, exactly same balanced.
I wonder if a front engine, front wheel drive. Well, I understand. I mean, could be probably a low powered car, by the way. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Or
it's
maybe. Yeah.
also
I have
depends on
no
how
idea.
the changes work out to the drivability stuff.
Or
Martin, you overtake it. You're in second place now.
Yes, the other ones are in the pits. That's why.
Oh, they're in pits. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's not
Sorry.
so
or
good.
just make a race league. Yeah, your power limit is 150 horsepower, and your engine size limit 2 liters. What you do out of that is your choice. You can make a 1 liter that screams 12,000 RPM and produces 150 horsepower, or make a very lazy 2 liter.
And probably for the wide power band, I would go probably with the big displacement and low power.
But you could also take a turbo and detune it so much that it's just an EcoBoost engine.
Or you can use the respondec limitator.
Psh, that's a secret.
I know, I know.
No one should know about the secret limiter.
Just reading the chat now. Yeah, let's have 3D rendered race simulation.
No,
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
that won't be a thing for the long
Yeah,
time.
I'm barely a programmer, so I definitely am not an artist to get 3D stuff running.
I mean, considering that, obviously, probably maybe the devs could make it a reality with an automation, but
It's still just load 20 cars into a photo scene
yes,
No.
and grill your GPU.
No.
Yeah, and there are no levels of detail models for the cars you build, and the cars have way too many polygons.
yeah, and then you will have like 100 cars of these, and your PC will lag.
So, something exciting for me at least. My car is in the pits. The other ones have been earlier. Let's see if the undercut works, or who else, who will be in the front.
Changing the tires.
It's so slow. First one is passing me on the main straight now. Critical set is in P2. That was, I think, the one who was in the pits first.
You're going out from the
Yeah.
pit stop now.
P5 right now, right behind this Träger who is going for 0 stops here. And I already overtook on fresh tires in the first corner. One lap behind Howler Automotive now, but hopefully he will pit at some point as well.
Okay, I completely forgot about it. But did you simulated sometimes the off-road track?
Yes, it was a trial I did for a CSR competition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can remember it, but that was so long ago, wasn't
But
it?
yeah, it was quite hacky and not so good. So the part of the code is still in. So if you set up an off-road track with a few modifications, then cars will still slow down differently depending on their off-road stat. But it's not so well made.
Okay.
I would say off-road is a good way. You could say, okay, it's good enough to simulate gravel stages during a rally or something like that, but not anything more sophisticated or more
Okay.
off-road.
And I was thinking about like folk races that have some tarmac, some gravel,
So the
mix of. Yeah.
Automation Rallycross League tried to do that, and it was quite a fun challenge. I also participated there. It's not an online simulation, more Excel style, but still produced very nice races. Who did that? Was it Mr. Chips or Chicken Biscuit or something like that?
Well, Mr. Chips is known for one of the most sophisticated competitions throughout the community, next to the BRC. I mean, like, does anyone remember the airplane challenge for Mr. Chips?
No.
Yeah, I remember he did one, and
One whole, let's say, season. What you mean? I found it absolutely amazing. Like, you build an engine, yeah, and it has to fit this airplane. The idea was absolutely amazing, but it was never pursued after. How do I find this out? Because I think that could be done still.
So I have actually unlapped myself from Polar Automotive because he's on old tires.
he's running 152. Still faster than a lot of other cars, by the way.
Faster than they ever were in qualifying. But he should go into pits now because fuel is running out. Yes. So no more blue flags for my car.
And now we have the chance to sabotaging. Sabotaging, yes. His car.
Maybe the pit crew doesn't show up.
Oh. But I wonder, no yellow flag face.
No, so
No safety car.
Safety car, even though we had quite some intense crashes.
I mean, that's good. On the one hand, that's absolutely good that there's none.
Yeah, I only remember today to turn the safety car back on again after the Notch-Life challenge, where it doesn't make sense to run a safety car on a 25 kilometer track.
Yes.
It's activated, but didn't show up yet. The crashes have not been intense enough.
Which is good. On the other hand, I would like to see it, because that always shakes up the whole field. Which is always an interesting thing when a safety car and then suddenly everything has been changed.
So what's interesting now, you remember that I said this Träger goes on a single tank of fuel, single set of tires, and we basically were on the same level after my pit stop, and now I'm already 17 seconds away. So you see that's the race is still going for 14 laps. Yeah, I would say one stop.
3 cylinders lost.
That's
wow.
What happened there? One whole the ignition cable for the whole bank just went pop.
And and I think they should not try to repair it this time, because it's just a sprint race. In reality, you would just pull the car in and yeah, call it a day. During the endurance style races, they would bring it in, repair for 10 minutes or something.
How much does it affect here in the BRC the performance of the car?
Depends on how much power the 3 cylinders make. If it's a 6-cylinder car, then you have 50% less.
Ouch. Now, who knows how much Fabelhaftigkeit has in her engine?
How many cylinders? And
Now it turns out it's an i4 or an i5.
No, I think it's limited to at max. It's the half amount, the half number of cylinders, or either half of the cylinders or all of them. So you can also break down because of electrical issues.
But, you know, even half of that, it's like suddenly you can make 200 horsepower or less.
A lot of new ways for Snowpresk to blow up.
Well, it's not simple blow up anymore. It's like it's very granite in between.
By the way, the Saikatsu Tuck speed is back up in 22nd place. So the two cars who crashed in the first lap are up in P11. No, sorry. No, that's the Takinis. Yeah, Liquid Stingray, yeah, that's P18, 17, no, 20 now, 20 overall, 17 in the class. And the other one is Chief Zach on P28. So they have worked up the places now, and I guess they are still picking up a few until the end of the race.
Oh, Fabelhaftigkeit has a
Wow.
V10.
Oil stick pump up like 100 kilograms of fuel just for 12 laps.
Yeah, I think that's one of the more thirsty cars, and maybe
Oh,
he's the most thirsty one this time because Trollercoaster is out.
Yeah, so the car with the 3 cylinders lost now has 70% of its power left. So from
Okay.
528 to 370.
So it's not so bad.
It's not too bad, but it will fall quickly.
Mm.
It's a car with a number 55, so keep your eyes out if it drops.
Just to have an idea, the how the top, the car in front. I don't remember the Power Torksdottir, the Howler automobile. No, yes. Jesus, I forgot. Anyway, the car in first place. How
Yes.
much power it has? Howler, yes, Howler
Yeah,
automotive.
it's one of the most powerful cars in the field.
Yeah, quite heavy, quite powerful, but as I said, it's the power band because we had a power to weight ratio
Yeah, and
limit.
it uses near flat power.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has
but I was wondering the top, the power, how much it was just because I didn't send the car in. It wasn't fast, but I just wondering how much.
close to 600 maybe.
Wow. Okay. Oh well, I prepared the car for the GT2, so it could not be compared. By the way.
Yeah. 605 horsepower, all I wrote on the chat.
Hmm. I think mine was around 500, but
Yeah.
as I said, not fast.
Yeah, Howler's car is not the fastest one in a straight line as well because it's running a lot of aero.
Mm-hmm.
So in my tests, actually my car, which is very light and not very powerful, was the fastest one on a straight line because it's also very tiny. It doesn't have a lot of frontal area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plus not so much drag, so I run less wing angle than other ones. Easy peasy did it was at the bus stop for new tires.
And changed also the person on board. Now I have to other customer.
So yeah, regarding the battle for P2 to 4, P2 critical set is quite some time away because he went for the undercut. But for P3, P4, I think we should have a nice battle until the end of the race. Then we have a new guy on P3 in GT2, that's Title Guy. And Perlix on P15, so the upper half of the ranks with points in GT2.
Ooh, der Bayer
Oh no,
error.
I think
Over
that was it
curbs.
with the podium. Just
It
exit.
was a little bit early for your style, by the way.
Yeah, usually I do it last lap, right? Yeah, that should be the decision for the podium places, I guess. 8 seconds behind and some damage. Probably rammed the pit wall a bit when exiting the last corner. And yeah, the Pink Pig is on P8. That's really amazing performance from GT2 car.
I think I still remember an advert from Dragotech. The one with the it was an American challenge, and made the advert with like it was Jesus, and someone said, "I've sinned because I bought the car from." I don't know why I still remember that thing.
Was that a real world advertisement, or what was that? What do you mean?
It was the advertisement of a car for a challenge, but I don't remember if it was a car for the BRC or something else. I don't think so.
Dragon is now looking for the ad, if he can find it again.
Okay.
He says in the chat. By the way, did we lose Felix, or what's going on there? He didn't say anything. And I don't see him in the list anymore.
I remember if it is, because probably Dragon remember the ad. I remember it was mostly red in color, but
okay, the P3 car in GT2 has now pitted and is back out in P5. That puts me Killjoy Dammit back on the podium. But he will also go into the pits very soon as he's running out of fuel. So far then we have 8.5 laps left to go. And I think most of the stuff is already decided. Of course, in the midfield there are still tight battles going on.
usually. Oh. Okay. Wow. Big damage.
Yes.
I have to say that helps to have the pressure.
To find the battles, yeah.
Yeah, to find what the battles are. Yes, it really helps. Yes, that advertisement. Yes, I remember completely different, but this is the advertisement.
I didn't see that ever.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. So me Killjoy Dammit also did his pit stop now and is back out on P5 in GT2. In GT2, yeah, the first two ones are really far away, but there's still possibility to fight for P3. Looks like it, yeah, they are only 10 seconds apart between P3 and P5. The cheese is, by the way, on P7 in GT2. That's the Fable Sport. So I'll definitely try to merge in the optimizations I did for next time, so that we can do the race itself maybe in 45 minutes. Should
Okay.
speed up things a bit more. But I think it will also be more exciting next time with the weight ballast in place. I don't know if it will be enough to slow down Howler, but the rest should really be nicely bunched up.
Look at the time. 1:49.
2 seconds faster than anybody else. Is hard. 100 kilos in Formula One, they say 10 kilos is 3/10 of a second. So 100 would be 3 seconds in Formula One. But of course, those cars are lighter, and
Yeah.
it's bigger difference there.
Yes.
So I would estimate for the 1-ton cars we have here that it should be a difference of about 1.5 to 2 seconds. But the problem is that not only Howler gets a weight penalty, but also the other fast cars,
Yeah.
except for the ones who crashed out. So we'll see. I think Pulix is still lost. Probably connection problems.
Yeah. I guess so.
So the zero stopper, the Strega, is still on P5. And P6 is 14 seconds away. Currently 2 to 3 seconds faster each lap. Could be close until the end. But the zero stopper should at least be able to hold P6.
So the gap is 12 seconds.
Yeah. They are 1 lap down.
Yeah.
4 to 5 laps, depending on where exactly they are on the track. I see, yeah, this trigger is 1.5 laps behind Howler. And Howler will now enter the 5th last lap. So that also means they have 5.5 laps to go now. Yeah, I think this trigger will lose P5. We go to P6. Pulix is on P14. Gained another place. What's interesting is that we didn't have any major issues now during the second half of the race. Everybody crashed in the beginning and had failures in the beginning.
This is just because my car is missing.
Yeah.
We will probably see an engine blowing up.
Yeah, it's interesting. We only had one car with a mechanical issue, and the other ones
Ooh.
crashed.
Small rubber error. Okay, nothing serious. And just to go on memory lane, if I may, there was a BRC that we have a car that blows up all the times, but in qualification take the first place all the
That
time.
was Vikus, I guess.
Vikus, yes, you're right.
It's insane how one can remember such stupid information.
I didn't remember the name of the guy. But
4 or 5 years ago.
yeah. I was thinking about Absurdist, but he was a good racer. He made good cars and
Yes.
he didn't blow up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's one
early
of the
days.
names still missing. A few of the guys have been reactivated when they saw BRC is coming. Four laps to go.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an epic battle going on. They write in the chat.
What's going on?
Have to read. Probably around Dragon, around the pink pig. So battle between GT2 and
Oh,
GT1.
yes.
P7, P8, they say. Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh.
The pig is
Yes.
fighting for P7 and
Ooh,
just
Seishido and
shit it.
Dragopek are fighting each other. This, oh. And
So,
technically, ooh. And technically speaking, they are fighting for nothing.
yes, exactly. So no points are there to be gained.
Just a matter of, I don't know, probably embarrassment to be behind the GT2 probably, but
Yes.
that's it. Ooh. Seishido overtaking the Dragotech again.
Yeah, probably faster on the straights, the GT1 car, and the GT2 car, because it's a very fast GT2 car, is really good in the corners.
Another lap gone. 3 laps to go.
Yes. So let's search for P2. There it is. P3, yeah. P2, P3, P4 are split out quite a lot. There's nothing happening in case nobody's making an error. It's really a shame that a few of the fast cars have crashed out so early. They really would have played in that area. But they will come back next race, I guess.
They're just 6 seconds away from the podium, but they're not catching up so fast enough.
No. Also, with the slightly damaged car, I'm not running faster times than they are. So, P5, P6, 4 seconds. Yeah, that's not looking good for this trigger.
Oh, you're right. It's just a matter of 4 seconds.
Drag on to P7 again. And look how tightly those cars from P10 downward are packed. So, really strong midfield there.
Even if I don't see big fights between them.
Yeah, it's still very close.
Close, but not fighting, unfortunately. 2 laps to go. I was wondering which was the driver with the worst day. We have a -7.
Yeah, that was already quite bad. Could be the worst. Yeah, most likely. And you can always ask yourself, how well would I have done on a better day? But the driver condition really does not make the really big difference. So it can, in the end, if you have a very bad day compared to a really, really good day, I would say the difference is about 30-40 seconds. And you can already see at the time difference here where you would end up. In the midfield, it's really, really bad, of course. You lose a lot of places. In the front, where it's more spread out, it's not so much of a problem, but still you have to have a good day to win when your name is not Howler Automotive. So maybe when Howler has a very bad day and another guy a very good day, it could make a difference, but 2 seconds a lap is a lot of time.
We have the white flag out, I guess.
Yes. Everybody's hoping to reach the finish now.
Mm-hmm.
A few
How
cars.
many people will pit last lap because they are so tight on fuel, I guess?
Yeah, last one was RMW, RMW, sorry, a few minutes ago.
Right.
They probably refueled a bit too much. He's down a few laps. He wouldn't have needed so many laps of fuel in the tank. But theoretically, anybody in front of him can fail, and then it would be bad if he would have to make. He would need to make another pit stop. Yeah. So it's hard to program that in to have the right amount of fuel, considering all circumstances.
On the last sector of the last lap,
Yes.
I can see all the people from the Haller Automotive going to the wall in the middle of the. They're going to cheer the cars when the car will pass.
So Destriga also has lost P5.
Here
And
it comes
looks
out of the corner, and
we have a winner. Yes.
first we have a winner.
Congratulations to Howler, and what a surprise after the qualifying. The Pink Pig is on P7 now and has a lead of 2 seconds, so maybe that's enough. 1 second, yeah, 2 seconds again.
Ooh. Zakspeed have overtaken the Acheron Tremor just on the last lap.
And that was the car in last place after the first lap, after the big crash.
Wow.
And the other one is on P16.
Ooh, overtaking again. Can't see anymore, but
Can see the number 57 currently in Pomsicle, now reaching Adams Apex. That's our GT2 leader.
oh yes.
Reaching Cossack Corner. And Lamb's Hope.
Lamb's Hope. Yes. And it's passing right in front of us with the waving the hand out of the window.
Yeah. And Critical Set and Seppi bring home P2 and 3 for the Tristella team. Excellent. And everybody has made it, nobody's stuck anywhere. That's also good for me to know. We had a few people stuck in the pits in the 24-hour race. So it looks like it's done, and yeah, finished up cleanly. Let me save it quickly. Yeah, missed that there. Okay. And there we have
And saved. Nice.
the overall result. Let's filter out for GT1.
Yeah. Jeez, the gap from the first is huge.
Yeah.
And also the top 4.
Yeah, then there's the big
rest
gap
of the
where we lost a few cars.
Yeah, true.
I think a few people can also gain some time with better strategies still, but yeah, those 4 cars are quite a bit stronger as the rest, it seems like. Let's take a look at the bottom. Yeah, Chicken Biscuit, Variation of Variables, and 6-Hit Mazda, they have been the ones out very early. And GT2. Unfortunately, I didn't clean up those gaps yet, so they are still to the leader. But you can calculate how big the gaps are, and you see how crazy packed the guys here in for the upper range are. So those will be even closer together next lap, because they will get a bit of penalty weight down to P10. And yeah,
It is the same amount of weight penalty that up the GT1, or there are a little bit of difference? I think
No,
you
it's the
stated
same.
out.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
P1 will get 100 kilos and P10 10 kilos, and it's evenly going in steps of 10 kilos between them. So
Okay.
quite.
We have to take a look to the fuel consumption
Yeah.
of roller coaster before closing.
First pit stops maybe. So we had a few with 0, but a
Yeah,
few
of
of those
course.
also crashed. The roller coaster only had 2 pit stops. Yeah, he crashed out before
Okay.
the third one. Yeah, that one is sporing 45.
Yeah. Whoops.
So variation of variables. Yeah, eco-friendly. Crashing out in the first lap.
Mm.
And roller coaster on 66.
Hmm.
So that's what he actually burned. That's not what he fueled. That's what he actually burned during the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we also had boiled steak going for a refuel at the end of the race, and our one also had a refuel. So yeah, quite a mess there with the
Totally.
positions per lap. I will upload the Excel sheet or the Google Drive,
Okay.
Google Doc afterwards. Don't know if I will do it today or tomorrow. Then you have all the data available and can check out all the gaps over time, and so everything is saved and available for you.
Oh, I was wondering. Oh, I think I understood.
Yeah, what you can really see is the degradation of
tires.
Yeah, of tires.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
these
yeah,
are
yeah.
the ones on fresh tires. This is the one on the old tires.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. And why it's so much steeper than this one? Yeah, because also at this point Howler changed the tires, so Howler was faster again. Yeah. Yeah, what else could be interesting? Yeah, the race day condition, best one, +9. And the worst one we saw -7 there for Lord Red. Yes. Errors. 2 errors was the most this time.
Few, fortunately.
Yeah, not so many.
Mm.
And as I said,
Top
yeah, my
speed.
car is quite fast in a straight line.
Almost 300 km/h.
The best lap there. Weight penalties are 0 for everybody, of course, and time in pits. Yeah. Falling Comet also had a long repair. That's why it's so long after the crash. All right. Yeah, I don't think we can see anything exciting here. It's the same as here. Yet
True.
next time will be more interesting. Yeah, I think that's it. Unfortunately, we lost Roland.
Yeah.
But I hope he will be back and still alive.
Yes, he will be back for sure.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for watching, I guess, today. Thanks everybody in the chat to point out a few things. Thank you again, Andrea, for commenting and also being available, even if you have no car in the race.
And thank you so much for again and again for this awesome simulation that makes our cars made in automation to run on circuits. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun for me as well. Also, I really enjoy the time doing the research for the challenges. I can spend time researching old motorsport stuff, which is also always really interesting. And yeah,
it can be seen because I think it really everybody can see the passion you put in this, in the challenges, in the BRC, and everything else.
Yeah, I definitely do, and it's a lot of fun for me as well. So thanks everybody for participating. We're looking forward to the rest of the season. We have still 5 races to go. Next one will be on Alrilma Beach, so that's in Dalua, and yeah, there we will have a tropical rain shower, a short but hefty one, somewhere at the end of the race. We'll see how that works out.
See you next time.
Yeah, until then, see ya. Bye bye.
Bye.